The world of espionage often feels like fiction, filled with secret identities and high-stakes intrigue. Russian sleeper agents, planted in foreign countries for years, live seemingly ordinary lives, their true allegiances hidden beneath layers of deception. The recent case of Maria Meyer and Ludwig Gisch, uncovered in late 2022, provides a chilling glimpse into this world. The Dultsev story reads like a Cold War thriller, a stark reminder that the age of espionage is far from over. Their arrest exposed the vulnerability of even secure nations to Russian infiltration, highlighting the sophistication of Russia's intelligence apparatus. Their children, oblivious to their parents' secret lives, were left to grapple with the shocking truth. The Dultsev case is not an isolated incident. From the United States to Europe, Russian agents have been uncovered, their missions ranging from intelligence gathering to sabotage. These revelations have strained international relations, fueling mistrust and suspicion between nations. The concept of the illegal spy has roots in the Spanish Civil War of the 1930s. Soviet agents used stolen identities to create new personas, slipping into enemy territory undetected. The Spanish Civil War honed the tactics that would form the bedrock of Soviet deep cover programs. The creation of a deep cover illegal is a painstaking process, requiring meticulous planning and a chilling disregard for lives entangled in deception. Modern Russian intelligence agencies exploit digital vulnerabilities to obtain false identities. The goal is to create an identity so convincing that it would never arouse suspicion. Living a lie takes a heavy toll. Deep cover agents must suppress their true selves to maintain their facade, forming relationships built on deception. The fear of exposure is a constant companion, with the threat of imprisonment or death hanging over their heads. Despite rigorous training, even seasoned deep cover agents are not immune to mistakes. Accents and cultural differences can betray an agent's true identity. Intelligence agencies are trained to pick up on these subtle tells, scrutinizing every detail for any hint of deception. The use of deep cover sleeper agents is not merely a relic of the Cold War. Recent years have seen a resurgence in these activities as nations seek to gain an advantage in intelligence gathering. The Dultsev's case serves as a reminder that the age of espionage is far from over. Becoming an illegal requires a transformation so complete that it borders on the inhuman. Recruits undergo a grueling regimen designed to break them down and rebuild them as ideal spies. They are taught to suppress their emotions, compartmentalize their thoughts, and view the world through a lens of constant suspicion. The life of an illegal is a study in contrasts. On the surface, it is a life of mundane normalcy, but beneath lies a constant state of vigilance. Every day becomes a performance, a delicate balancing act between maintaining their cover and fulfilling their clandestine objectives. The weight of secrets, the psychological toll of a double life. The life of an illegal is a solitary one, defined by secrets and isolation. They live in a world where trust is a luxury they cannot afford, where every relationship is tainted by deception, and where the line between their real lives and their fabricated ones becomes increasingly blurred. The psychological toll of living a double life can be immense. Agents are forced to compartmentalize their thoughts and emotions, suppressing their true selves in order to maintain their cover. They form bonds with people who believe their lies, share intimate moments built on a foundation of deceit, and may even start families, all the while knowing that their true loyalties lie elsewhere. The constant fear of exposure, the gnawing anxiety that accompanies every interaction can chip away at their mental and emotional well-being. They may experience symptoms of anxiety, depression, or post-traumatic stress disorder, haunted by the knowledge of their deception and the potential consequences if their true identities are ever revealed. The burden of their secrets can also take a toll on their personal relationships. They may distance themselves from loved ones, fearing that their true feelings will betray them. They may struggle to form genuine connections, haunted by the knowledge that their lives are built on a foundation of lies. Language as a weapon and a vulnerability. The telltale accent. Language is both a weapon and a vulnerability for the illegal spy. It can betray their true origins and shatter their facades. They must strive for native-level proficiency. Even a slight accent can raise suspicion. A slip of the tongue can expose their true identities. Richard Murphy, revealed as Russian agent Vladimir Guriev, serves as a cautionary tale. His thick Russian accent raised red flags, leading to his downfall. Cracks in the facade, when human nature betrays the mission. The life of an illegal is a constant battle against their own humanity. They must suppress their emotions, deny their instincts, and live in a perpetual state of heightened awareness. But human nature is a persistent force, and even the most highly trained spies are not immune to its pull. Over time, cracks can begin to appear in the carefully constructed facades of even the most seasoned illegals. The strain of living a double life, the constant fear of exposure, and the emotional toll of their deception can manifest in unexpected ways. A seemingly innocuous comment, a moment of unguarded emotion, a lapse in judgment, any of these can set off alarm bells for those trained to spot them. Intelligence agencies are constantly on the lookout for these subtle tells, these glimpses of the human being beneath the mask. The longer an illegal operates in the field, the greater the risk of exposure. Relationships deepen, routines become ingrained, and the line between their fabricated lives and their true selves becomes increasingly blurred. Maintaining the deception requires constant vigilance. a mental and emotional balancing act that can become increasingly difficult to sustain over time. The Dultsevs unmasked a modern spy story unfolds. For years, the Dultsevs lived their life flawlessly, but their world began to crumble when a tip from British intelligence reached the Slovenian authorities. Slovenian intelligence started a discreet yet relentless surveillance operation. The raid was swift, precise, and utterly unexpected. The Dultsev's carefully curated world came crashing down. The art gallery Rus, a front for clandestine activities. The art gallery, once a symbol of the Dultsev's integration into their adopted community, became a stark reminder of their deceit. What appeared to be a passion project, a way to share their love of art with the world, was in reality a carefully crafted front, a tool to facilitate their clandestine activities. Under the guise of art dealers, the Dultsevs moved in circles that would have been inaccessible to them otherwise. They rubbed shoulders with diplomats, business leaders, and influential figures in Slovenian society, all the while gathering information, cultivating contacts, and advancing the interests of their true masters in Moscow. The gallery itself, with its rotating collection of paintings and sculptures, provided the perfect cover for clandestine meetings and dead drops. Coded messages could be concealed within the brushstrokes of a landscape. Sensitive documents passed discreetly beneath the watchful gaze of a marble bust. The Dultsev's deep understanding of art, honed through years of training, allowed them to move within this world with ease and confidence. They spoke the language of art connoisseurs, debated the merits of different artistic styles, and negotiated the sale of artworks with an air of authenticity that belied their true purpose. The children caught in the crossfire, the human cost of espionage. As the Dultsev's double lives unraveled, so too did the lives of their two young children. Thrust into the center of an international espionage scandal, Sophia and Daniel became unwitting victims of their parents' clandestine activities, their childhood innocence shattered by the weight of their parents' betrayal. For Sophia and Daniel, the arrest of their parents was a traumatic and bewildering experience. The life they knew, the normalcy they took for granted, vanished overnight, replaced by a whirlwind of interrogations, media scrutiny, and the crushing realization that their parents were not who they claimed to be. The children, too young to comprehend the complexities of espionage or the geopolitical forces at play, were left grappling with feelings of abandonment, confusion, and a profound sense of betrayal. The people they loved and trusted most, the two people who were supposed to protect them from the world's harsh realities, had been living a lie, their entire lives a carefully constructed illusion. The Dultsev story serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of espionage, the collateral damage that often gets lost in the shadows of geopolitical gamesmanship. For Sophia and Daniel, the scars of their parents' betrayal will likely linger long after the headlines fade and the world moves on to the next spy scandal. A global game of shadows the expanding reach of Russian intelligence. The Dultsev case, while shocking, is but one piece in a much larger puzzle, a testament to the global reach and unwavering ambition of Russian intelligence. From the bustling capitals of Europe to the quiet suburbs of the United States, Russian agents operate in the shadows. Their presence a constant reminder that the age of espionage is far from over. These modern-day illegals are the inheritors of a legacy that stretches back to the earliest days of the Soviet Union. A legacy built on deception, infiltration, and a ruthless pursuit of strategic advantage. They are the ghosts in the machine, the unseen hand guiding events from the shadows. Their true allegiance is known only to a select few. The motivations behind this resurgence of Russian espionage are complex and multifaceted. Some experts point to a desire to regain the geopolitical clout lost after the collapse of the Soviet Union, while others see it as a response to what the Kremlin perceives as Western aggression and encroachment. Regardless of the reasons, one thing is clear. Russian espionage poses a significant and growing threat to global security. The Kremlin's willingness to invest in long-term, deep cover operations, even at the cost of innocent lives, highlights the importance it places on maintaining an intelligence advantage in an increasingly uncertain world. The Ukraine upheaval, reshaping the landscape of espionage. The year 2022 marked a turning point in global affairs, a year that shattered long-held assumptions about the international order and ushered in a new era of uncertainty and geopolitical realignment. The Russian invasion of Ukraine, a seismic event with far-reaching consequences, reverberated through the world of espionage, forcing intelligence agencies on all sides to adapt to a rapidly evolving landscape. For Russia, the invasion of Ukraine brought with it a wave of international condemnation and a cascade of sanctions that crippled its economy and isolated it from the West. But the repercussions extended far beyond the realm of economics and diplomacy, striking at the very heart of Russia's intelligence apparatus. The expulsion of Russian diplomats from countries across Europe and North America dealt a significant blow to the SVR, Russia's Foreign Intelligence Service. These diplomats, often operating under the cover of their diplomatic positions, formed a vital part of Russia's intelligence network, gathering information, cultivating contacts, and advancing the Kremlin's interests. The mass expulsion of these legals, as they are known in espionage circles, left a gaping hole in Russia's intelligence gathering capabilities, forcing the Kremlin to reevaluate its strategies and rely more heavily on its clandestine networks. The world of espionage, like the battlefields of Ukraine, was undergoing a profound transformation. A mass exodus of legals, stripping away Russia's diplomatic cover. For decades, Russian intelligence had relied on a vast network of legals operating under diplomatic cover to advance its interests abroad. These individuals, stationed in embassies and consulates around the world, enjoyed the privileges and immunities afforded to diplomats, providing them with a cover for their clandestine activities. But the invasion of Ukraine shattered this carefully constructed edifice of espionage. As outrage over Russia's actions grew, countries across Europe and North America took unprecedented steps to dismantle Russia's intelligence networks within their borders. The expulsions sent shockwaves through the world of espionage. For Russia, it was a major setback, stripping away a vital layer of its intelligence gathering capabilities. For Western intelligence agencies, it was a rare opportunity to disrupt Russia's espionage activities and gain a clearer understanding of its networks and methods. The expulsions also highlighted the delicate balance between diplomacy and espionage. For years, these two worlds had coexisted in an uneasy truce, each side tacitly acknowledging the other's presence. But the invasion of Ukraine shattered this fragile equilibrium, exposing the true nature of Russia's diplomatic missions and forcing a reassessment of the rules of the game. A new generation of illegals stepping into the void. The expulsion of Russian legals created a vacuum in the world of espionage, a void that the Kremlin was quick to fill. With its traditional networks disrupted, Russia turned to its most clandestine and deniable asset, the illegal spy. These deep cover operatives, trained to live for years, even decades, under assumed identities, represent the elite of Russian intelligence. They are the ghosts in the machine, the unseen hand guiding events from the shadows. Their true allegiances known only to a select few. The training of an illegal is a long and arduous process, one that requires not only linguistic proficiency and cultural assimilation, but also a profound understanding of human psychology and the ability to compartmentalize one's true identity. These agents are taught to blend seamlessly into their surroundings, to cultivate relationships with their targets, and to gather information without arousing suspicion. With the expulsion of its legals, Russia found itself increasingly reliant on these deep cover operatives to advance its interests abroad. The illegals, once a shadowy and seldom used asset, were thrust into the spotlight, their missions more critical than ever before. Adapting to a new reality, the challenges of modern espionage. The world of espionage is in a constant state of flux, a never-ending game of cat and mouse between those who seek to gather information and those who seek to protect it. The rise of the digital age, with its ever-evolving technologies and interconnected networks, has both aided and hindered the work of spies. On the one hand, the internet and social media have provided new avenues for intelligence gathering, allowing spies to collect vast amounts of data from the comfort of their own homes. On the other hand, these same technologies have made it more difficult for spies to operate in the shadows, as their digital footprints can betray their true identities and expose their clandestine activities. The expulsion of Russian legals further complicated the work of Russian intelligence, forcing it to adapt its methods and rely more heavily on technology and deep cover operatives. The use of cyber espionage, disinformation campaigns, and other forms of hybrid warfare has become increasingly common, blurring the lines between traditional espionage and modern information warfare. The allure of South America, fertile ground for deception. As the world focused on the crisis in Ukraine, a quieter shift was taking place in espionage. South America, often overlooked during the Cold War, was emerging as a new battleground. For Russia, it offered several advantages. Decades of ties with left-leaning governments provided a fertile recruiting ground, a safe haven for those seeking to disappear. Lax border controls and corruption made it easy for Russian agents to operate undetected. The lure of South America provided the perfect backdrop for deception. A new generation of illegals weaving their webs. Western intelligence agencies, caught off guard, scrambled to counter Russia's growing influence. The game of espionage had taken on a Latin American flavor. The Cold War may be over, but its ghosts still linger in the sun-drenched streets and shadowy corners of South America. Decades after the fall of the Berlin Wall, the region remains a patchwork of shifting alliances. This ambiguity has created fertile ground for Russian espionage to flourish. Unlike the stark ideological divide of the Cold War, today's landscape is nuanced. South American nations are now charting their own courses, pursuing pragmatic partnerships. The passport pipeline, exploiting loopholes in a globalized world. A passport is more than just a travel document. It is a key to unlocking a new identity. South America has become a prime destination for obtaining these valuable tools. The globalization of travel has created new vulnerabilities for nations. Criminal networks and state-sponsored intelligence agencies exploit these loopholes. South America has become a target for illicit activities. Corrupt officials provide genuine passports while forgers create convincing fakes. For Russian intelligence, South American passports disguise agents' true nationalities. Beyond ideology, the new face of Russian espionage. Russian espionage in South America is driven by a pragmatic pursuit of power and influence. Russia sees South America as a region to secure resources, forge partnerships, and undermine Western interests. This shift is reflected in the profiles of the agents Russia is deploying. A new breed of operatives engages in intelligence gathering, cyber espionage, and economic sabotage. They blend into boardrooms, their polished demeanor concealing their true allegiances. Their targets range from government ministries to technology firms and financial institutions. The new age of paranoia, living in the shadow of the spy. The world of espionage, once shrouded in secrecy, is now in the harsh glare of the 21st century. The Dultsevs, an ordinary couple in Slovenia, remind us that the age of the spy is far from over. Espionage is now more complex, insidious, and dangerous than ever. Global terrorism, cyber warfare, and great power competition blur the lines between peace and conflict. Espionage thrives in this environment, echoing our anxieties and uncertainties. Every phone call, email, and online interaction could be monitored. Surveillance fear has seeped into the mainstream, coloring our perceptions. The Dultsev story forces us to confront an unsettling truth. We can never truly know who we are dealing with. The charming neighbor, the successful businessman, the friendly face at the local coffee shop, any one of them could be harboring a secret life. This uncertainty, this erosion of trust, is one of the most insidious legacies of the espionage age. It is a world where appearances are deceiving, where truth is fluid, and where the line between right and wrong blurs. It forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about our vulnerabilities, the price of security, and the limits of trust in an age of deception. An unending game, espionage in the 21st century and beyond. As technology evolves, so do espionage methods. Cyber espionage has emerged as a potent tool for nations. Hacking into systems and stealing information blurs the lines between virtual and real worlds. AI and big data will further transform espionage, creating new opportunities and challenges. The game of espionage, with its high stakes and moral ambiguities, is far from over. Understanding the motivations and methods of spies is essential for navigating the complexities of the 21st century. For policymakers, it is crucial for making informed decisions about national security. For intelligence professionals, it is vital for staying ahead of adversaries. For ordinary citizens, it is a matter of awareness, recognizing the subtle signs of a world beyond our everyday perception.